Hello, you're back with Beatle and we are back on Vampire Survivors. Today we're just going to be going through how to unlock stage number 2. So to unlock the second stage, what you need to do is just get your character to level 20 in the first stage, which sounds easy enough, but I've tried it a few times just to get some gold yet to actually do it. So what I'm going to do is just refund all my power-ups, as most of them were in greed. This time I'm going to put them into actual power-ups that will help me. So I'm going to use might, I'm going to use move speed, and then we'll just sort of spread the others across the health, recovery. I'll get recovery quite a bit because I do find myself needing that, and then I can't afford that, and we've got 645 left. What can we get it on? Area, why not? We'll see how we do, and then we'll go to start. I'm also going to unlock Imelda, who uses the magic wand. I think that's maybe slightly better than the whip, and you can see on the left hand side here the sort of different stats that the heroes have. So I've got slightly less HP and slightly less armor, in fact, but I think the weapon that she starts with is better, and obviously at the bottom here gains 10% more experience every 5 levels, whereas Antonio was 10% more damage every 10 levels. So we're going to stick with Imelda and see how we get on here. So the aim is just to get the character to level 20. As you can see, we start at level 1. You can see that her attack, obviously different from the whip. All the weapons that the characters start with, you can get in the game, obviously. So I can get the whip with Imelda. I just need to find that in the unlock section. It's just the weapons that they start with that are different. First level up, here we go. Let's get the magic wand. So this is what she starts with, so we're upgrading that to level 2. I suppose the reason why I want to do this series and start from scratch is a lot of the videos that I have seen on YouTube of this game sort of act as if you're an expert already on the game, and the sort of tips and things are all really complex and require quite a lot of knowledge on the game itself. There's the whip. Let's go for the axe. We haven't really used that too much, so we'll give that a go, see how it is. Maybe I might regret that, but we'll see how we get on there. So yeah, a lot of the sort of tutorials and things and tips all seem to be aimed at people who have played the game quite a lot already, which for me, a lot of it just goes over my head, and I've actually played the game quite a bit on another platform, as I said in my previous video. So what I want this to be is an absolute playthrough from level 0, from where I started the game yesterday. I will be unlocking everything in the game. That is what the aim is, and I'll be doing a tutorial on how to do all of that. Here we go. We got a tracked orb, which is just like a magnet. Laurel, increase shields when it's active, and spinach, which is inflicted damage by 10%. I think I'll go with the spinach there, as I could do with more damage, really. So that is what we'll get. Not the best I could have done with a weapon, but it is what it is. So I think Imelda's magic wand isn't necessarily a better weapon. It actually probably kills less enemies, but it just means that you can run around a bit more. Obviously, the whip is very close range, and it also only attacks left to right, whereas the magic wand actually aims at the closest enemy, I think it is. So it's just a bit easier to use. Not necessarily better, as I say. For large groups of enemies, it probably is worse. But I thought we'd give it a go. This first time I've actually used her in this run, so we'll see how she does. And as you can see in the top right, we're level 4. The aim is to get to level 20 to unlock the second level. Spinach, crown, or hollow heart. Again, we're getting actually really unlucky with the weapons that we can get, so we might as well get, or do I get crown? Let's get crown just so we can actually try and level up a bit quicker in general there. I can see a big pile of enemies already building up, which isn't a great start. I think that's just because we've got a bit unlucky with the weapons that we've got at the start, that we don't really have enough to be killing them. So hopefully next time I level up, I can get a decent weapon. I'm not too sure what would be the best. I'm actually going to try and stay above them, so when this axe falls, it can at least go through them, although it is only level 1 at this stage, so won't be doing too much anyway. But we should be hitting level 6 as soon as I collect these, and we'll see what upgrades we get. Fire wand. So in the previous video, that had the most DPS, and it was only level 1. So as you can see, they actually already killed quite a few enemies, so hopefully that will help us thin this big crowd out. Skeletons are coming now, so the enemies have been upgraded, so I'm just trying to sort of lure them away from where I've been killing them, just so I can then try and come back in and get the orbs to try and level myself up to level 7. Couldn't quite get enough, but we'll move our way back round. It's actually quite a hard game when you first start. You do need to do quite a few runs. I think I played about 3 or 4 runs off screen, got to around the 10-ish minute mark, just so I can try and get some gold off screen. There's the 1, so that's already level 3, so we might as well get that. That just fires a bit quicker, so reduced cooldown by 0.2 seconds. Probably not actually the strongest upgrade that we can get there, but it should all help in the long run. We just need to try and get as many levels as we can. There we go, level up. Let's get the fire wand again here, just because I think that's probably going to be doing a lot of the damage to the big groups, whereas the magic wand is probably more about just trying to get the enemies that are closer to me, so I don't take any damage, whereas with the fire is probably better suited for the large groups with the area damage. There we go, should be hitting level 9 soon, and we do. Garlic, so this was the new weapon that I unlocked after the last run. Damages nearby enemies, it reduces resistance to knockback and freeze. So we'll get it. I do actually quite like it. It's just one of those sort of area of effects when they come close, but it also slows them down and does a bit of a knockback effect. It does have an enemy limit. I think some are more affected than others, and if too many are in it, then it won't affect them at all, and so it's not sort of all powerful, but it certainly is a good weapon, and I always feel a bit safer with it. Generally speaking, it does kill the bats pretty instantly as well here. Sand water is a really good weapon, but I'm really just looking at trying to get the magic wand leveled up whilst we can get that to level 4, so I'm just going to get the magic wand. There may not be the best decision, but it is what it is, and we'll try and kill this grasshopper while he is the sort of closest enemy. The magic wand will just be targeting him, so that is quite good to note. There we go, killed it really quickly actually, probably the quickest I've ever killed that sort of mini boss. We'll just collect these gems, move the enemies around, and we will come back to try and get the chest. I've realised that it just comes down to luck, how many weapons you get from it. It's usually 1, and the higher your luck, wow, and I must have got lucky there because we get 3 upgrades, along with higher gold as well. I'm not sure what the exact sort of ranges are. If you get 1 weapon, it's generally about 150, 3 is close to around 500, and we got 3 garlics. That's really, I suppose, lucky, just to get 3. That'll be a really powerful upgrade now, and we might as well get the axe here, as the other 2 aren't going to be that beneficial. There we go, that crowd has been thinned out quite nicely already, and we're level 11, so I think we're well on track to getting that level 20. I think the upgrades that I did on the sort of main upgrade screen. Clock Lancet is also a new weapon that I unlocked in one of my other runs. That chance to freeze enemies in time. I'll get it because it is a very strong weapon, but I'll also sort of demonstrate why it is good. It just can freeze enemies like that. It doesn't look powerful initially, but especially when you get later on in the game, enemies move very quickly, and having them frozen, especially on bosses, is very essential pretty much, unless you're very overpowered. But generally speaking, Clock Lancet I would certainly recommend getting if you're trying to get quite far in the game and kill the bosses. Once it is upgraded, pretty much all the enemies are frozen in time, and it can really help you out. There we go, that red gem really gave us quite a bit of a boost in our XP there, and we're coming up to level 13. Here we go, should be able to hit the next level when we collect them, and we do. Wings, King Bible, or Santa Water. The King Bible and the onion weapon actually go quite well together. Santa Water is also very good though. You know, I'm going to get the Santa Water just because it's quite good on the area damage. You'll see what it does. It just sort of fires an area of damage, and when everyone who moves through it takes damage, and obviously once it's upgraded, it is a bit better. It fires more of the water bottles down, does a bit sort of more damage and area of effect, etc. So very good weapon to have as well. Here you'll see the effect of the onion. So all those bats that try and get close to me die, which is why I like having that onion when the sort of group of bats come to you. You can just sort of run into them and get all their orbs, so it actually really helps you level up. What you just have to be careful of is that they can push the other enemies into you, and if they don't die by the onion, you're going to be struggling. But I say onion, it's garlic. I've been saying onion all the time. Yeah, garlic. So we'll upgrade the garlic here. Cooldown reduced by 0.1 seconds, and the damage is up by 2, which is a very good upgrade. I've taken quite a bit of damage recently, so what I'm going to try and do, one is work my way towards that chicken that I've just seen, but I also have upgraded my health sort of recovery, and there we go, already back to full health. But the recovery is something I haven't had in my previous runs, which is definitely something to help you out. Here we go, just coming up to level 15. Clock Lancer or Santa Water, both are actually going to be quite good upgrades. I'll get the Santa Water, I think that'll probably be more useful at this stage in the game. Clock Lancer is more for the sort of later game, which I'm not sure I'm really going to be getting to. Obviously, I'm just trying to hit level 20 to unlock the second level. I will see how far I can get as well. But the main aim of this run is just to get that second stage unlocked. Here we go, already level 16 I think we are. We'll get the magic one there, base damage up by 10, which is quite a lot. I think it was doing about 13 damage before, now it's doing around 26 I think it was. So quite a bit of an upgrade there. 4 levels to go before we reach what we're aiming for to get the second chapter unlocked. The bats that come on now have quite a lot of HP. It's actually quite tricky to kill them. I'll just try and kill as many of those sort of smaller bats as possible. I need to try and work my way back around to try and get the gems that some of these things have left down here. Here we go, here's all the XP from previous kills that I've managed to sort of lure the enemies away. Should get to level 17, and we can upgrade the magic wand again, fires 1 more projectile. So I think I made a mistake in my last video. I said each weapon can upgrade to level 10. I think it's actually only level 8, and then you need the sort of correct other weapon that allows for the Evo upgrade. You can get sort of an artifact which gives you the sort of recipe book of what weapons go with the other upgrades, so you know exactly what you're aiming for. I don't have that at the moment. I can't remember how to actually get that. That is for another video. Here we go. So I've just seen that there's 2 big grasshopper bosses now. I'm actually going to try and escape from that little flower circle, and we'll just try and move away from all of these. Still trying to collect the gems, but now you can sort of see once you get past the 10-minute mark, it does get quite tricky. But we've only got 3 levels to go. But is that a third sort of praying mantis mini boss, whilst there is sort of an elite there as well? So definitely the enemies are getting harder, but we'll just sort of stick to the game plan, try and keep away from the enemies, collect as many gems as we can, and we should be able to level up. Trying to focus on this grasshopper, praying mantis, just so he can drop a chest, and hopefully we can get quite lucky here. But here we go, there's a bit of a horde incoming, so I need to try and work my way out of that. We'll get the magic wand again, passes through 1 more enemy, so this is pretty much doubling the damage. That will really help us out. So really happy with that, as well as the onion being quite high level. I think we've got quite a nice build here, and we only need 2 more levels to unlock the next stage. There we go, killing a lot of enemies, so we're getting a lot of gems here, so we're leveling up quite quickly. Just don't want to push my luck and do something silly, because my health isn't high, and obviously the armor is relatively low with her as well. Empty Tome reduces weapon cooldown by 8%. That's actually quite good, but we've also got base damage up by 10%. That's probably going to be more beneficial than the cooldown. Together they'd be very good, but if I can just get one, we might as well get the spinach here. And we are 1 level off unlocking the second stage. But you can see how good the Clock Lancet can be when there's big groups of enemies, and bearing in mind it is only level 1 as well. Once that is upgraded, it really helps out in sort of crowd control and maintaining distance with the enemies. So that one of the praying mantises is dead, but there's no way I can get in there to get the chest, so I'm going to have to just try and work my way around it. I'll try and stay a bit closer to this one, so when it dies I can grab the chest, hopefully, but I don't want to push my luck. I might try and get to level 20 before I do anything silly, and it died and I can't get the chest. That is unfortunate. But we are nearly on level 20 now anyway. There we go. Let's get the magic wand damage up by 10. That's always going to be a good one to have, especially with that being our main weapon at the moment. And we'll try and move our way up to this first box that was dropped. There it is. See what we get. This looks like it might be a good one. Is this going to be 3 or 5? 5. Wow. Okay, so this is quite a lucky drop. What have we got? We've got the axe, the damage up, the fire, the axe again, and the Santa Water. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that'll really help us out. Well, let's see how far we can get then. Why not? Try and work my way back down now for this second chest if I can. There it is. Not quite as lucky as that previous one where we got 5, but it is better than nothing, and obviously we'll take the gold as well. Spinach. Base damage up by 10%. Well, we'll take it, thank you. Wow, enemies are coming from everywhere. It's probably a good time to get the garlic because we're probably going to need it. Base area up by 20%, base damage up by 1. Is it going to be enough? Because no, it wasn't going to be enough. But we got to level 20, so I'm hoping now we should have unlocked the second stage. Let's find out. New achievements. Find a little clover. Unlocked clover. New achievement, get magic wand to level 7, unlocked the duplicator, and reach level 20 in the Mad Forest, unlocked inlaid library. So that is the new chapter. There we go, and we've got quite a lot of gold from that as well. So now if I go to hero selection, let's say we want to go to Imelda, and we go to start. Stage selection is also here, so you can see what different ones there are. So now we've got Mad Forest and Inlaid Library. There is a lot of different stages. Most of them are hidden. There is a ridiculous amount of levels that aren't shown here. I think in the previous video I also said there was 15 characters. I think there's actually about 45, again most of them hidden as well, but we will be working our way through every aspect of the game. But that is how you unlock Inlaid Library Chapter 2. Use Imelda if you are struggling with the whip, and obviously reset your power points, put them into ones that are going to help, and then obviously you can refund again. You can put them back into into greed when you're trying to farm your gold, and then reset again when you're looking to actually move into the next chapter and complete different achievements. But there we go. That is the end of this episode. Do appreciate it if you have got this far. Any tips in the game, do put those in the comments, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks a lot.